Students, so right now we will discuss about the chemical properties of alkene. Chemical properties of alkene. So chemical properties of alkene, first one, that is catalytic hydrogenation. Catalytic hydrogenation. So this one is the first chemical property. You know, alkenes, due to presence of pi electrons, they can easily undergo addition reactions. So first one, that is addition of hydrogen. Suppose one alkene, that is, it's a CH2 double bond CH2, this one is ethene H2. Particularly hydrogenation takes place in presence of catalyst, let's say nickel, that is about 200 to 300 degrees centigrade on heating. And what happens, this pi bond, that is weak then compared to sigma bond, pi bond breaks, one hydrogen over here, one over here, like CH3 CH3, this one is ethane. Clear? Next, if I consider another alkene, CH3 CH double bond CH2, this one is propene. Propene undergoes catalytic hydrogenation. Catalyst nickel, let's say 200 degrees centigrade, then this pi bond breaks like this, and you can get over here CH3 CH2 CH3, this one is propane. From propene to propane. Next, in this reaction, you see, if I consider highly substituted alkene, that means suppose one alkene is like this, C double bond C, and all the hydrogen atoms across carbon atom being replaced by 3 bulky alkyl groups, you see, then you can imagine over here the incoming of hydrogen to add over this alkene is sterically hindered. That means the reactivity, the addition of hydrogen becomes difficult due to presence of such bulky groups. That means I mean to say, more the number of bulky groups surrounding these carbon atoms, the rate of hydrogenation becomes slow. So I can write the reactivity order of alkenes in this order. This alkene CH2 double bond CH2, this one is more reactive than this one. Gradually I am placing different alkyl groups over here. CH3 CH double bond CH3H, and which one is more than that of CH3 C CH3 double bond C CH3H, and the last one, that is highly substituted, all the hydrogen atoms being replaced, CH3 C double bond C CH3 CH3 CH3. So this is the reactivity order of alkenes towards catalytic hydrogenation. Similarly, next addition is addition of halogen. Addition with halogen. Addition with halogen. Alkenes on addition, let's say this one is CH2 double bond CH2 on addition with chlorine. Clear? So what we can get over here? You just break this pi bond, one chlorine at this carbon, one chlorine another here. That will be CH2Cl, CH2Cl. This is called 1,2 dichloroethane. 1,2 dichloroethane. Clear? Similarly, if I start the reaction with propene, let's say CH3 CH double bond CH2 propene, so it undergoes chlorination like this. Again, this pi bond breaks two chlorines get added across carbon carbon double bond, CH3 CHCl CH2 Cl. This is 1 2 3 1 2 dichloropropane, 1 2 dichloropropane, and this one is propane. Clear? Similarly, if you do bromination over here, CH3, let's say CH double bond CH2 plus Br2, and the reaction takes place in presence of carbon tetrachloride, an inert solvent. Particularly, again you are getting the dibromo derivative, that is CH3 CH Br CH2 Br. Again you have got 1 2 dibromopropane, 1 2 dibromopropane you have got over here, and this one is propane. So this is the addition with halogen. Next we will discuss addition with halogen acids. Very important. Addition with halogen acids. Clear? Suppose one symmetrical alkene I am writing over here, CH2 CH2. Let's say the addition I am considering, suppose this alkene is going to added with one reagent HBr. Then student, you see, so this one is H plus electrophile and Br minus, that is nucleophile. Since the alkene is symmetrical, this one is ethene, symmetrical alkene, so the pi bond breaks like this. H plus, you can add H plus and Br minus on either side, no problem. So you have got CH3 CH2 Br. This is bromoethane. Bromoethane you have got over here. Clear? So what about in case of unsymmetrical alkene? In case of unsymmetrical alkene, you have to follow Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov's rule. So Markovnikov's rule, in case of unsymmetrical alkene, it states that in case of unsymmetrical alkene, clear, the positive part of addendum means this reagent, okay, addendum get attached to that carbon atom across double bond which contains more number of hydrogen atoms, clear? And the negative part of the addendum get attached to the other carbon which has lesser number of hydrogen atoms, clear? So unsymmetrical alkene, if I consider, let's say CH3 CH double bond CH2, let's say I am adding this propene with hydrogen bromide HBr, clear? So here what you have to do, this one is electrophilic part H plus positive and Br minus, this is nucleophilic part. Then what you have to do, you just break this pi bond like this, and here you see across carbon carbon double bond which carbon contains maximum hydrogen atom? This carbon atom contains maximum hydrogen atom. But here it has only one carbon atom, one hydrogen atom. So the addition will take place in such a way that the H plus will goes to that carbon atom which having more number of hydrogen atom. So here the H plus will be added at this side and Br minus that will be added at this side. So the product that can be written as CH3 CH Br single bond CH3, that is isopropyl bromide. Isopropyl bromide, or you can say 2-bromopropane. 2-bromopropane. Clear? It does not means that this product can occur like this in the reverse way. CH3 H plus here CH2 CH2 Br. This is primary alkyl halide, that is N propyl bromide. But the key difference is this one is the major or stable product, this one is the minor product. Clear? So mostly this product is formed according to Markovnikov's rule. Clear? Suppose an alkene is of this type, CH3 CH3 CH double bond CH2. An alkene is, let's say, like this. Clear? So if I add hydrogen bromide to it, then this will be H plus, this one is Br minus. Clear? So according to Markovnikov's addition, this H plus will go to that carbon atom having more number of hydrogen atoms. So here this carbon having more number of hydrogen atom, so H plus is added to this side and its mechanism can be something like this. So students, be careful, just got it. CH3 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 and here positive charge is there. So there is, since the pi bond shifted in this direction, this carbon loses its valency and it gets positive charge over it. And this one is the secondary carbocation, 2 degree C plus ion. Okay, and if this one hydrogen with its bond pair electron, that is H minus, known as hydride. H plus is known as proton, but H minus is known as hydride. So hydride ion gets shifted from this one to here. So you will get CH3 plus charge over here. Right now this one is CH2 and CH3. Okay, so this one is 3 degree carbocation, because the positive charge carrying carbon is associated with 3 carbon atoms, so that 3 degree carbocation, and 3 degree carbocation is more stable than 2 degree. That's why this type of a rearrangement takes place over here. So right now the nucleophilic part of addendum Br minus can attach to here. Clear? So the leading product that can be CH3 Br CH2 CH3. This is 2-bromo 2-methyl butane. 2-bromo 2-methyl butane. So this one is the product. Clear? Then if the addition of a hydrogen halide with unsymmetrical alkene takes place, I mean in presence of certain peroxide. Okay, so like this, you see, this one is, let's say, CH3. Again I am considering this propene, CH2. So normally if it is asked the addition of HBr to this propene, then what you have to follow? This is according to Markovnikov's rule, you can follow this one, CH3 CH Br CH3. Clear? So this is Markovnikov's product. But if the same reaction is given like the CH3 CH double bond CH2, so if the same reaction is given in presence of any peroxide. In presence of any peroxide, then what you have to do? The product is reversed. That means the H plus added here, Br minus added here. So you will get CH3, CH2, CH2, Br, 1 bromopropane, 1 bromopropane. Clear? Here the case is reversed. So this is Markovnikov's product and this one is known as anti-Markovnikov's product. Anti-Markovnikov's product. Clear? And such an effect is known as peroxide effect. Peroxide effect, or you can say this one is also known as Kharasky effect. Clear? In presence of peroxide, you are getting anti-Markovnikov's product. Clear? So remember Markovnikov's rule and anti-Markovnikov's rule. Next we will discuss addition with hypohalous acid. Addition with hypohalous acid. So what is hypohalous acid? That is HOX. X stands for halogen, students. So OH minus X plus. This is called hypohalous acid. Hypohalous acid. Clear? So addition with hypohalous acid, if as usual, if I consider symmetrical alkene, that is ethene, and you are treating it with HO minus X plus to it, no doubt this is symmetrical alkene, don't bother about that. So you can add at either side, no problem, CH2OH, CH2X. This one is the addition product. For example, in case of unsymmetrical alkene, CH3, CH double bond, CH2. Let's say I am adding HOBr to it. So this one is plus, this one is minus. Clear? So after addition, what I will get? According to Markovnikov's addition, electrophile will goes to this carbon atom having more number of hydrogen, and it's vice versa. So that is CH3, CHOH, CH2Br. So this one is the product, and this one is known as your propane. Clear? This is addition with hypohalous acid. So next we will see addition with sulfuric acid, let's say. So addition with sulfuric acid. Addition with sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. Clear? So H2SO4 can ionize like this, H plus HSO4 minus. Clear? So let us write down. In case of propene, let's say CH3, CH, CH2, then H plus will added here and HSO4 at this side. So what you will get the product? CH3, CH and HSO4. So this one is HSO4 single bond CH3. So this one is the product with H2SO4. Next we will see addition of water. Addition of water. So just imagine, students, HOH, H plus OH minus. Again you proceed Markovnikov's rule. Suppose CH2 double bond CH2. This one is ethene. Clear? So ethene on hydrolysis, H plus OH minus. So you can add on either side. This pi bond breaks like this, CH3, CH2, OH. This one is ethyl alcohol. Clear? And let's say in case of unsymmetrical alkene, CH3, CH double bond, CH2. This one is propene. Clear? On addition with water, H plus OH minus. Follow Markovnikov's rule. So you will get CH3. Hydrogen addition will be in this side. So CH3, CHOH, CH3. That is isopropyl alcohol. Clear? Again, hydration process. There are two hydration processes. One is called, suppose on symmetrical alkene CH3, CH double bond CH2. This one is propene. Again, this propene undergoes treatment with HgOAc whole 2 mercuration in tetrahydrofuran, and in second step, no doubt, that is hydrolysis. Then what we will get? This is called oxymercuration and demercuration. Okay, this process is called oxymercuration and demercuration. And in this process, you are adding water indirectly to propene, and it follows Markovnikov's addition. It follows Markovnikov's addition. MA I am writing over here. So the product will be, according to Markovnikov's product, that will be CH3, CHOH, CH3. That is isopropyl alcohol. Clear? If same hydrolysis, same propene is carried out in presence of sodium in liquid ammonia. Clear? If the same process is carried out in presence of sorry students, so here not sodium in liquid ammonia, that is called hydroboration oxidation. Clear? So that is BH3 in tetrahydrofuran in first step, and the second step you have to give in H2O2 OH minus. This is called hydroboration oxidation, and here the product you are getting according to anti-Markovnikov's rule. So anti-Markovnikov's product you can get CH3, CH2, CH2, OH, that is N-propyl alcohol. Okay, so this is about the hydration of alkanes. Next, very important method, that is ozonolysis. Okay, so ozonolysis, interaction with ozone. Okay, so that is how the alkenes added with ozone leading to the formation of different products. Clear? So first one is ozonolysis. So alkenes get added to O3, so they will form ozonide like this. This one is known as ozonide, and it undergoes reductive cleavage. Zinc in water, zinc dust in water, reductive cleavage is there, and the formation of corresponding carbonyl compound obtained, ZNO. So this one will one moiety and another one will be like this. So these are the products obtained. Clear? For example, if you consider ethene, CH2 double bond CH2 add with ozone, then what we will get? CH, this one, that is corresponding ozonide, and zinc dust in water, ZNO is there. Just see. So the product obtained like this: ZNO, oxygen is diradical, get lost with zinc, and you are getting H, C double bond O, H, C double bond O H. So 2 molecules of formaldehyde. Suppose highly substituted alkene, if I consider highly substituted alkene, you see, suppose CH3, CH3 double bond C, CH3. This one is highly substituted alkene I am considering. on treatment with ozone, what it will give you? CH3 oxygen, O, CH3. This one is ozonite. Okay. So now it will breaks like this. That is the formation of ZNO go there. So 2 molecules of acetone I am getting over here. Clear? So this is by ozonolysis how alkenes interact with ozone. Next we will discuss, that is oxidation reaction of alkene. Clear? Oxidation reaction of alkene. So students, remember, suppose one alkene is like this, R, C, R and double bond, let's say starts like this. So if you provide it hot KMnO4, potassium permanganate, as your oxidizing agent, then what you will do, you just break this double bond. Clear? And you are getting a ketone over here, R, C, R dash, let's say this one is R dash, and you have got this ketone. Clear? If R, C and this one is an aldehyde, okay, or you can say this double bonded carbon having one hydrogen atom, let's say, then same reagent, that is hot KMnO4, then this bond breaks. Then what you will get over here? Remember, RCOOH, carboxylic acid. And if only HCH double bond is there, then again the same catalyst, hot KMnO4, then you will get, remember, that will be carbon dioxide. Alkane is oxidized to carbon dioxide. Alkane is oxidized to carboxylic acid. Alkane is oxidized to ketone. Clear? Okay. Suppose one alkane is like this. I am writing over here CH3 single bond, CH double bond, C, CH3. Suppose one alkene is like this, and you have supplied alkaline KMnO4, hot, okay, alkaline KMnO4, hot condition. So you have oxidized it, just break this one. So this one will be acid, one hydrogen atom is there, so you will get CH3COOH, acetic acid, and plus this one will be a ketone, double bond O, CH3. This is acetone. Clear? Again, there are so many oxidizing agents are also there. For example, osmium tetroxide. So how it is? CH2, let's say double bond, CH2. Clear? So osmium tetroxide, double bond O. This is osmium tetroxide. So how does it reacts? It reacts like this. This bond goes like that, this bond goes like that, this bond goes like that. Okay, so CH2 single bond, CH2, this one is oxygen, OS, double bond O. Next step, you can hydrolyze it to give you ethylene glycol. So this bond breaks, hydrolysis is there, OH, and you will get CH2OH. This is called ethylene glycol. CH2OH. This one is called ethylene glycol. Clear? Next we will discuss that is allylic substitution. Allylic substitution. So you do know which one is allylic position. You see CH2 double bond CH single bond CH2. This one is allylic position. So if I represent this one as Cl, CH2 double bond CH single bond CH2, let's say Cl. See, so this one is allyl chloride. Allyl chloride. So allylic halogenation means I have to get one halogen atom at allyl position. Suppose one alkene, again I am writing over here CH3 CH double bond CH2. This one is propene. So if with this propene I am interacting some important reagent, that is NBS, N-bromosuccinimide, that is this one double bond O. This one is called N-bromosuccinimide. Okay, so the allylic position is here because this one is sp2 and this one is also sp2 and this one is sp3. So definitely this carbon atom is your allyl carbon. This one is allyl carbon atom. Clear? And halogenation takes place over here. Right now this bromine get attached to this carbon atom only. Clear? So the product is CH2 double bond CH single bond CH2 Br. Clear? And HBr, so here definitely there will be Br minus, can go like that. So Br minus, and consequently we will get this product as byproduct NH, succinimide. Okay, succinimide, Su succinimide you will get. This one is called allyl bromide. You will get over here. Clear? Next reaction, that is isomerization reaction. So isomerization reaction means, suppose one alkene I am considering over here, CH3 CH2 CH double bond CH2. This one is but1ene. Clear? And this but1ene, what happens in presence of AlCl3? If you heat it, AlCl3, then it isomerizes like CH3 CH double bond CH CH3. This one is but2ene. Clear? Plus along with this one you will get one isobutene also, CH2 double bond CH3. This is isobutene also you will get. And you see these two are functional isomers, or you can say positional isomers. Double bond position here 1 and at 2, these are positional isomers, and these two also having double bond, and you can say these two are chain isomers. Okay, so this is called isomerization. Next we will discuss Friedel-Crafts reaction of alkenes. Friedel-Crafts reaction of alkene. Clear? So let's say I am considering CH3 CH3 Cl. Let's say this is tertiary butyl chloride. Tertiary butyl chloride. Clear? Let's say with tertiary butyl chloride I am interacting this one CH2 double bond CH2 in presence of AlCl3. Then what I will get over here? CH3 CH3 CH2 CH2 Cl I am getting over here. Okay, so let's how it is becomes possible. You see, this is the Lewis acid catalyst and its role is to remove one chlorine from here. So you will get CH3 CH3. Clear? CH3 Cl is there, and in presence of AlCl3 aluminum chloride, AlCl4 minus is there, and you will get CH3 plus. This is tertiary butyl carbonium ion. Then next what happens? This one is CH2 double bond CH2. Right now this pi electron cloud goes to here, and what you will get? You can get this one I am writing over here. So you will get CH3 CH2 plus positive charge over here. So right now the AlCl4 minus releases one Cl minus which can approaches here. So the resultant product that can be CH3 CH2 Cl. So this one is the final product. Clear? So students, so we have discussed a few chemical properties of alkenes, that is beyond your syllabus also few topic that I have covered it, and right now in the end need to provide information regarding the uses of alkenes. Alkenes are used, you know, you are frequently using polythene. Okay, whenever you go to market and purchase something and you carry through these polythenes, so that is polymer. Lots of ethene molecules are held together, the additional polymerization is there, so polythene is made up of alkene. Next, PVC also, polyvinyl chloride. So lots of important polymers are manufacturing by these alkenes as the monomers. Okay, so go through that. Thank you for your kind attention.